Do you want to wake up feeling like you're stepping into who you're meant to be, into the best possible version of you? What if I told you that the key to your best life, health, and happiness are all around you? You just have to find what works for you. I'm Hope Pedraza, and I believe that there isn't just one way to live a healthy and meaningful life, and that all you need is a little inspiration to make changes that last from the inside out. Each week, I'll be sharing tangible tips and inspirational interviews to help you on your journey. These are the steps to take to improve your life and live with purpose. This is Hopeful and Wholesome. Hey y'all, welcome back to Hopeful and Wholesome. I am kind of going along the same lines as last week's episode, talking about mineral balancing. And this week, I really wanted to hone in on the HTMA, or the hair tissue and mineral analysis, and do a little short episode just talking a little bit about what it is, why it's important, and really just what the big deal is. I know I talk about this all the time. If you follow me on social media or you get my emails, you know I talk about the HTMA all the time. And so I know a lot of people actually got a message yesterday from a girl like, what's the deal with this thing? So I wanted to kind of explain a little bit more about what it is. I know I talked a little bit about it last time in terms of the minerals, but really just the benefits of doing it and why the benefits of doing the HTMA with an experienced practitioner can benefit you so much versus just like a regular blood test, like a mineral test, blood mineral test. So let's start with the basics. An HTMA is short for hair tissue and mineral analysis. And this is a lab test that tests for over 20 minerals and some toxic metals in your hair. Like you're literally sending a sample of your hair. So the balance of minerals in your hair can really tell you a lot about your adrenal and thyroid function, your metabolic type, your stress patterns, your immune system. And there's so many things that it can tell you. But really, I think most importantly, it can tell you which vitamins and minerals you need to rebalance in your body chemistry and restore your body's energy production, because this really is the key to healing almost all health issues, is getting to, what's going on at a cellular level. Like it's when you're talking about energy production, we're talking about what's going on in your cells. Your cells are what create the energy in your body. And so you're looking at what's going on in a cellular level. And the hair analysis, the HTMA, is really unlike any other test because it's giving you that insight at a cellular level. This is where most chemical reactions occur. And this is why the hair analysis reveals so many more significant imbalances, even when other tests are normal. And I will tell you, I know I said this on the last episode about mineral balancing, but time and time again, I have clients come to me, start working with me. They've been to other practitioners, they've been to doctors, they've been to other functional practitioners. And they've done labs, they've done tests or whatever. They've had doctors say, oh, your tests are normal, everything looks normal, and they don't feel normal. And sure enough, when we do the HTMA, there are serious imbalances going on that no other test picked up, because it's literally getting down to what's going on at a cellular level. And I'll say what I said in the last episode to give you a little refresher memory, if you will, that the difference here, of course, you can go to the doctor, right? And you can get your blood tested for your mineral levels, but it's really only giving you that acute picture of what's going on. It's giving you what's going on in your blood when so many minerals are intracellular. They're supposed to be in your cells. So if you're measuring it in your blood, it's not really giving you a good picture of what's going on. In fact, it could be giving you the opposite information that you need to know what's going on in your body. So when you're doing the HTMA, it's really important for you to find an experienced practitioner, someone who's actually trained to read it, interpret it, because it's not just about looking at all of the individual minerals. It's also about looking at the relationships between those, like I talked about last week. So here's some benefits. I kind of want to go through a list of benefits here of doing the HTMA with an experienced practitioner, and why it's important to find somebody who knows what they're doing with this HTMA and why it can really benefit you. So first, it can uncover biochemical imbalances that are causing fatigue, energy issues. You name the health issue, it's gonna give you insight to that, because it can reveal heavy metal toxicity, mineral deficiencies, metabolic imbalances, dietary issues, hormonal imbalances, thyroid issues, adrenal fatigue. There's so many things that this is uncovering just by looking at the minerals and the relationship between the minerals. Another benefit,
you can take your supplements with so much precision and accuracy when you've done the HTMA, where a lot of times, you're just kind of guessing, like, oh, I guess I'll take a multivitamin, I guess I'll take zinc because my immune system is down or whatever. But when you do the HTMA, there's no guessing. Like, you'll literally have all the information you need to create a customized protocol for those needs, that what it specifically says on your HTMA. You know exactly what supplements to take, exactly how much to take. You don't have to try guess. You don't have to try to figure it out on your own. It is really the only scientific system for choosing supplements that's designed for optimal health. And when I do the HTMA, I work with a company, a lab that literally customizes their supplement protocol based on the HTMA results. So I can send them out labs if I want, and they can customize it, or I just, I create it myself based on what the labs say, what's low, what needs to be balanced out, what cofactor is missing. You can literally customize the supplement protocol based on what the HTMA says, so you don't have to guess. Because a lot of times too, which brings me to my next point, when you're doing this, you avoid creating imbalances that make your health worse. So a lot of times when you take these random vitamins and supplements without any data from your body, you can create imbalances that can disturb your sleep and lower your energy and disrupt your hormones and your emotional state. And they can really cause other health problems because we don't really know what we're taking, and we end up taking too much of something that causes something else to be imbalanced, or we're taking too much of something that's already too high in the body. Or like for example, you start taking a bunch of zinc because you think your immune system is low, but you have this unknown copper toxicity, and too much zinc drives up copper. So now you're making this copper toxicity worse because you're taking zinc, right? So it's really pretty easy to create more imbalances by, guessing what supplements to take. And with the HTMA, you know exactly what you're taking, and or exactly what to take, how to take it, when to take it, all that. And you know that you're moving your health in the right direction because you're not having to guess, which supplements to take. Another benefit, you heal chronic issues that haven't responded to other methods. And this is what I was saying earlier, when I have these clients who come to me that have worked with other practitioners, other functional medicine doctors, or other, nutritionists or doctors or whatever, and they've tried all these things, nothing's worked. But really, when you give your body the right nutrients in the right amounts for your specific body, for your specific needs, your body just functions better when you're able to give it the nutrients that it needs. Your brain function improves, your energy improves, the imbalances in your body improve. Like, things actually start to function normally and optimally when you're giving the exact nutrients that your body needs in the right amount. That's the key there. And when you do the HTMA and you get this customized protocol, that it's exactly what your body needs. And another benefit is, and this is something I really like, you can easily monitor your progress and track your results, it's not an easy task. Trial and error basically makes it's virtually impossible to know if something is working if we're just doing trial and error, because we really don't know what we're fixing in the first place. We're just kind of trying something, and hopefully I feel better, right? And then with retesting, which, I encourage, but not all my clients do it because it does cost. I mean, the labs are not, most of them are not cheap. And, unfortunately, insurance doesn't really love this model of health. And so insurance doesn't really cover these things. And so, when you're retesting to kind of see, where we are in terms of progress, it can get expensive. And so with the HTMA, you have all the benchmarks and guidelines that show you that you're improving, and you're able to get an affordable way to track changes because the HTMA is so freaking cheap. It is like really the cheapest lab you could possibly do. And so it's really easy to get a retest, after a few months of doing your protocol, and really know, like, you can track your changes in your body chemistry, you can monitor your progress, you can see, what's moving in the right direction, and then you can adjust and adapt your protocol based on, the changes that you see. And so that's another thing I love about the HTMA. It's so affordable. And I mean, you can get the thing for like 40 to 60 bucks if you want to know how much it is. Like, it's super cheap. And so just retesting, isn't a big deal. So after we've done the protocol for a few months, like, oh, okay, we just order another one, do another one, see where we are, and kind of be able to, change the protocol. So those are all of the really important benefits of doing a hair tissue mineral analysis with an experienced practitioner. And so when you're doing the HTMA, just to kind of recap here, it's telling you so much of what's going on in your body. You're looking at mineral imbalances, thyroid imbalances, you're looking at your immune system, stress patterns, your adrenal function, metabolic imbalances, heavy metal toxicity. It's giving you information on your dietary needs, on how your body breaks down food and your carb metabolism. There's so many things that it's telling you. It's giving you so much data and gives you such a good look at what's going on in your body. So this really is, the HTMA really is the most foundational lab to point you in the right direction and to fix some of the deepest imbalances that are going on in your body. And this is why this is kind of step one for me with my clients is doing the HTMA, getting all of this data to start this part first. Because like the last episode, if you want to go back and listen to that one, if you haven't already, when I talked about the minerals being the spark plugs in your body, like if the spark plugs aren't working, nothing else is going to work either. And so addressing this as kind of step one is really crucial in the healing process. So hopefully that explains a little bit more about the HTMA and kind of the benefits of doing the hair tissue mineral analysis. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. And just know that if you are interested, I have the HTMA in a single review session, so you don't have to do a full-on like in-depth program with me. If you just want to do the HTMA, you just want to see what's going on and have a review session to look over the results, I have that available. So feel free to send me an email or send me a message on social media at @thehopepedraza, and we can get that set up for you. Hopefully you learned a little bit of something today, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Hopeful and Wholesome, y'all. If you found value in this week's episode, please subscribe on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave a review to let me know what you thought. I'd love to know what you find useful in these episodes so I can know how to provide the most value I can to my listeners. And if you have topics you'd like to know more about, I'd love to hear those as well. So shoot me a message on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. It's @thehopepedraza, or you can visit my website, hopefulandwholesome.com. Thanks, y'all.